Right now, there is a massive divide in the fitness industry and it is only getting bigger. The divide is fitness professionals that are using content to grow their business and those who are simply missing this opportunity. If you're not leveraging this opportunity right now, then you're probably wasting hours every week on sales calls, paid ads, other forms of marketing, whilst your competitors are building an organic audience which are converting easier and for cheaper. So in this video, I'm going to show you the content strategy that you can use to generate leads on autopilot through your organic channels. I'm also going to touch on how this can actually make your paid ads work even better so they work in harmony. These are the exact strategies that hundreds, if not thousands, of fitness businesses are utilizing to grow their businesses organically. So with that said, let's go through it. Okay, so here we are. This is your fitness business content strategy. I'm just going to go through why you maybe want to be doing this, and then we'll really go into the sort of content funnel, that's what we're calling this, and how you can use that to turn content into paying customers, basically. So let's get into it. So there are several benefits to creating content to advertise your business. But one thing that I do find a lot of people falling into the trap of is thinking that you're a bit too late or that ship has sailed. You know, content creation has been popular for many years now. It's grown in popularity over the last 8 years and it's just consistently grown. So because of that, a lot of people think that they're a bit too late. And like I say, that ship has sailed. But this is some evidence that that could be the wrong way of thinking. So from the executives of social platforms, basically in recent interviews that these people have had, so, you know, Meta founder Mark Zuckerberg, I'm sure we all know him. These guys are the CEO of Instagram and the CEO of YouTube. Okay. In recent interviews that these guys have had, they've basically said that the algorithms are being changed and they're now prioritizing quality content, no matter how big an account is, over profiles with large followers. So what does this mean? So basically, if you're a smaller account and you're new, this basically means that you have a very good opportunity of growing quickly, provided that you focus on creating quality content compared to those people with bigger accounts. And what this means for those people with larger followings is they can't simply just rely on that large following to continue to grow. They need to continue to provide value and post quality content so they can stay above above the noise and continue to grow themselves. So what this should mean for you is, provided you get onto these platforms and you just focus on creating high valuable quality content that's going to bring value to your target audience, that's all you need to do to grow a bit of a following. And I'm going to go into why actually focusing on followers and all of that is actually backwards thinking, and you shouldn't be getting on social media platforms to grow a following. You're getting on it to market your business, and those are two very different things. So that's a trap that people fall into, but we'll get into that in a moment. But basically what I'm trying to say here is, don't be disheartened by thinking that, oh, I should have started this 5 years ago, I should have started this 2 years ago, whatever. The best time to start was 5 years ago, yes, but second to that, the best time to start is now. So just get on with it. Don't sort of regret the fact that you could have maybe started a while ago and be 10 steps ahead of where you are right now. The fact of it is, you're not there. You need to just start, and this is going to be a really good place to start. You know, watching this video, you're going to be able to go into this content creation thing with a clear plan and a clear strategy on how you're actually going to create content that's going to generate tangible results for your business. A lot of people just make content for the sake of it because they think it's a thing to do, but they don't really have any plan, any strategy. So in this video, you're going to be able to build out content that's actually going to generate tangible results for your business. So let's get into it. So what does content marketing look like for a fitness business? What does this strategy basically boil down to? So what this is it is the strategic creation and distribution of valuable, relevant content that attracts, engages, and converts your target audience into paying clients. So this can include short form, medium form, long form, written content, and educational material. Okay, so there's no right way of doing this. One thing I would say is, if you're going to pick one, then I would say short form is going to be a really good place to start, particularly for fitness businesses. But there's no right or wrong. You need to pick the media that you think you're going to be able to perform the best in. So if you prefer to make short form, then that's great. But if you prefer to sit down in front of a camera and just sort of speak for hours on end, then maybe a podcast is better for you. If you prefer writing, then perhaps you're better off doing blogs or sort of text-based social media posts, you know, LinkedIn, X, whatever. So you need to pick the platform that's going to suit you best. But yeah, these are all the different types of content that you can look to use to market your fitness business. And the beauty of content marketing, and this is what sort of sets it apart from all the other styles of marketing, is it's not interruption based. Okay, content marketing provides value first, which allows you to build trust and position yourself as the authority within the fitness space. So you can see that part's in bold at the bottom there, and that's because that's the most important part, and that is the beauty of content marketing. Is people come to you to view your content because you are providing value to them. Okay, so you're creating value on how to do things, mistakes to avoid, quick tips for this, whatever it is, and people want to watch that because they want to expand their own knowledge base and they want to learn from people who have the expertise in the area, which is you. So by doing that, you're providing value, you're building up trust. People like you because they can come to you for knowledge, they can learn from you. So then when it comes time for them to go into that next step of paying for health and fitness, paying for a challenge, paying for a program, buying a gym membership, you become the obvious choice because they trust you so much. So that's the beauty of content marketing, and that's why it sets itself apart from other forms of marketing. So I'm going to go through the benefits now. We've just touched on trust building, but particularly in the fitness industry, which has a lot of misleading content, a lot of misleading information, and full of these quick fix promises. So people's trust in fitness influencers or fitness professionals or gym owners or coaches or whatever, the trust has been dropped because of bad experiences with other coaches, other influencers, and basically them providing misleading information as a marketing ploy. Okay, this brand new method of losing weight, this new food that you must eat if you want to get big or recover well or whatever. It's full of these quick fix promises which never really actually work. So because of that, customer sentiment and the trust that customers have in these people is far less. So the beauty of content is it allows us to build up that trust with that skeptical market. So ways that we can do this is we can demonstrate your expertise through educational content. You can show real client transformation, so basically show off social proof through your content, and you can build credibility through consistent, valuable information. So if you can provide value, basically provide how to do this, educational content, you can then back it up with real client transformations and social proof. This is the methods that we use to do this. And you can show people, this is what we did and it worked for this person. So there's no arguing with that. Then that's going to allow you to build up trust amongst your audience. Okay. By providing value and providing proof that that value actually works, people are then just going to see you as the authority, and the trust that you've built is going to just go through the roof. Another very interesting piece of information that's recently come to light over in the last sort of 6 months was a study done by Google, basically going into the principles of content marketing. So basically, one of the key findings that came from this study by Google is the 7-11-4 rule. And basically what this means is customers are significantly more likely to buy after they've seen 7 hours of your content across 11 different touch points on 4 different platforms. So this is particularly relevant for fitness businesses where your clients need to trust you with their health and their body. So this is what people need to do. This is the journey that most people need to go on average. Of course, some people need less, some people need more. But this is the average amount of content that people need to view before they finally trust you with things like their health and their body. You need to think about it. If you're a coach, you're a gym owner, particularly if you are a coach and you're telling people what they need to eat and how they need to exercise, they're putting a lot of trust in you to look after their body. And if you're giving them bad advice or wrong advice, then you could put their health in danger, and you could, that could have some serious effects, negative effects. So they need to make sure that they can trust you. So by allowing people to view hours and hours worth of your content, you allow them to build up that trust from afar. And then when they come to you and they want your help, then it's going to be far easier to convert these people because their guard is all the way down because they trust you so much because of all the valuable content that they've viewed from you. So yeah, this is a really interesting study. I'd recommend looking this up and reading what Google posted about it. Because yeah, like I say, really interesting stuff. But another reason why you should be taking your content seriously, because the more content you push out, the higher likelihood you have of people consuming more hours of that content, making it easier for you to then convert them into paying customers. And benefit 3 is algorithmic advantages. So platforms are prioritizing video content. This is just the nature of it. Video content is king at the moment, and I can't see that changing for a very long time. So particularly short form is the best performing platform right now. And it's the most viewed style of content. So there's different types of short form content that you can create here: demonstration based, transformations, practical tips. All of these things are quite easy to do. You know, you have the knowledge base to be able to demonstrate your knowledge or give practical tips or show off the results that you've got for your clients. So these should all be quite easy things for you to do, provided that you have knowledge and you are good at what you do. You know, you provide a good service. Then all of this stuff will just come quite naturally. You just need to capture it on a camera. So yeah, these things that perform well, and if you don't know where to start, then start thinking about creating this type of content. Yeah, think about creating this style of content. This is performing really well, and it's really good to get people in and start to get them to trust you. So that's sort of the, you know, we've gone over why you might want to do it. Now let's get right into the sort of the practical side of things and what this actually looks like and what this content funnel looks like. So basically, if you want to turn content into customers, you need to create a content funnel. So this is quite a simple funnel. We're going to break it down into top, middle, and bottom of funnel. Okay, and this is the journey that your viewers, followers, engagers, whatever, this is the journey that they're going to go on from being a complete stranger to being a paying customer. So let's go through each stage of this funnel step by step. So number one, top of funnel. So this part is the sort of traffic generation. So the goal here is to attract new followers or engagers to your page. So here we might create short form videos demonstrating exercises, quick tips, transformation stories. We need to focus on solving specific problems for your ideal clients or customers, and also use pattern interrupts as your hooks. So if we are using short form content, your hooks are extremely important. The opening 3 to 4 seconds of a video, you need to make sure that your hooks are compelling and they get people in. So good ways of doing this is surprising facts, myth busting, or even visual surprise. Okay, so look into hooks, understand how they work and why they're important, and make sure that you're thinking about that when you're creating your content, because if you don't have a good hook or a good reason for people to watch your video, then no one's going to watch it and it's not going to really be that effective. But the most important part here is this bit. Focus on solving specific problems for your ideal clients. So you need to understand the type of people that you help. So are you a bodybuilding coach? Are you a yoga instructor? Do you run a CrossFit gym? Whatever it is that you are in, you know, your sub niche of fitness, should we say, you need to make sure that you are solving problems for people that are specifically within that industry or within that area. So if you are a bodybuilding coach, you obviously need to be posting bodybuilding content. If you're a High Rocks gym, you need to be posting High Rocks content. Hopefully that's like fairly obvious, but it can be easy to fall into the trap of just posting generic cookie cutter stuff like 5 tips to lose weight or 5 tips to build muscle, which everyone's posting, and then you just become part of the noise. But particularly in the beginning, if you can create like hyper specific stuff for your audience and for your clients that they're going to find valuable, then that's going to make you grow quicker, but also grow a following of people that are actually interested in your service and your business. So it's going to be easier to push them through the funnel. Next, middle of funnel. So the whole goal here is to nurture and redirect. So we continue to provide value to the audience that you have created in the top of funnel. So you've got people in with your top of funnel stuff. That's great. But you need to give them a reason to actually stick around and continue to follow you, engage, and view your content. Ways of doing this is we want to optimize your profile so it clearly states who you are and the type of people that you help. A really good way of nurturing people is by creating a lead magnet, so a free resource that you give away to people that is of value, so free workout guides, meal plans, challenges. Use tools like ManyChat to capture emails or open DM conversations. So if you're not aware, ManyChat is basically like an automation bot where you can set particular words or phrases, and when people either DM you that word or phrase or they comment that word or phrase, then you automatically send them a DM. Okay, so this is going to be a really good way to advertise lead magnets. So you might say at the end of a video about a workout, you could say, DM me the word guide and I will send you a free workout guide. People will then DM you that word guide, and then there's 2 ways of doing this. You either send them a link to a landing page where you ask for a name and an email, and then you email them the lead magnet. Or you simply just send it to them via DM, but then you've opened up that DM conversation, and then 1 or 2 days after they've downloaded your lead magnet, you then follow up and basically say, how are you finding it? You've then opened up a conversation, but the beauty of it is you've led with value first. You've given them something for free, so you've hopefully lowered that sort of barrier to entry. You've built trust. People are more open to talking to you and they understand that you know what you're talking about. And it's going to be easier for you to then push them down to that bottom of funnel. So yeah, there's there's two different ways of doing it. You can pick which one works best for you. Definitely something worth testing. So you could have some sent to an email chain, some you just simply open a DM conversation. You can see what works best, what people engage with more, something to think about. Or you could simply just redirect traffic to longer form content. Now, something that I want to make clear is this content funnel, there's no like right way of doing this. Okay, there's different stages or different means of getting people into different parts of your funnel. So what I would say is the best top of funnel stuff is your short form content. This gets people in, it gets engagement, people are then in your sphere, yeah, they're in the top of the funnel. But then that middle of funnel, there's no right or wrong as long as you're nurturing them with high value stuff. So it could be a lead magnet, or it could be simply directing them through to longer form content. It's easier to nurture people with longer form content because people are just viewing more of your stuff. Okay, rather than people just watching 1 or 2 1-minute long videos on your Instagram, if people sit on your YouTube and they watch a 20-minute video of you going into how to get bigger shoulders or something like that, if you're a bodybuilding coach, let's say, you're going to nurture those people far more effectively on that longer form content compared to the short form. So the whole goal of short form is to get people in and push them through to that middle of funnel. So is that a lead magnet? Is it just your longer form content? Whatever. You need to think about what's going to work best for you. So do you make really good workout plans, really good lead magnets? Well, then maybe you want to go down the lead magnet route. Or do you really enjoy making long form content where you go really deep into a particular topic? Well, then you might want to start thinking about creating a YouTube channel and then funneling your short form content through to your YouTube channel. So there's no right or wrong. You need to pick out what kind of funnel is going to work best for you based on your strengths and what you enjoy creating. And then we have the bottom of funnel content. So the whole point of this is to pre-sell and convert. So we push your audience that's in your middle of funnel content towards a product or service. Now, like I say, not all of these are going to be suitable. It depends on the type of journey that you want your customers to go on. So if you've pushed them through to long form content, then creating a YouTube VSL or a video sales letter explaining your approach and offerings might be a good step for the bottom of funnel. But if you've got people to download a lead magnet and you've asked for their email so you can send them the lead magnet, then perhaps building out an email sequence that educates prospects about your methodology, that's going to be a good way to push them through to some sort of product or service. So you need to think about what's going to work best for you based on the style of content funnel that you've picked. Now, what I'm not saying is you only do long form or you only do lead magnets. You can do both. It starts to get slightly more complicated, and it requires more attention. You need to build these things out, and that takes time. And of course, they need to be of high quality and high value. So you need to take your time with them. You need to make sure that they tick the box of being valuable. And it's hard to just slap together something of high value. It needs time, it needs focus and attention. So yeah, this is definitely something to think about. So this one here, developer free community, this is going to be super effective if you can do it well. Now, one thing that's hard is actually developing a community that supports one another and is of high value for everyone. That is really, really hard to do because you have far less control over it. But if you can create a community that is thriving and looks to help people out, the beauty of it is your community will do the lead nurturing for you. This community will talk about how great your service is. They'll talk to one another and give each other tips and tricks. And the value that they get within that community will instantly get assigned to you and build up on your goodwill, even if it's members of your community that are giving away the value. But it's because you've created an environment to allow this value to be distributed between people, you then get a little bit of that credit. So it's very hands-off for you once it's been built, but it allows people to trust you more because of the type of community that you have built, basically. So yeah, really good if you can do it, but like I say, it's very hard, and in the beginning it's going to require a lot of attention from you. You're going to have to be in there generating conversation and trying to get people to engage with one another in the beginning. So it's going to be hard for you to build that community up and turn it into something that self-sustains, but if you can, then that is going to be like a serious moneymaker for you. And then this maybe shouldn't be like a bullet point, this should be its own separate thing, but basically what you need to do in all of these, no matter what we're doing, is share client success stories and testimonials. So the final thing, if people are in your bottom of funnel, they know who you are, they have a good understanding of your service, but they basically just need that final push of, I understand what it is and I know what kind of results it can get, but I need to be sure that it's actually going to work for me, for them specifically. And the way that we do that is by sharing as much social proof as we possibly can. If they can see every week, every day, new person getting results, new person changing their lives, new person getting right to the next step of their fitness journey, they're going to want a piece of that. They're going to want to be that person making the progress, making the new change. And the only way we can sort of ignite that fire in them is by just smashing them with as much social proof as we possibly can. So in all of these channels, no matter what you're doing, when it comes to bottom of funnel, you need to smash them with as much social proof as you possibly can. And that's how you really get people into the sales situation or to buy that thing. Okay? So when we break it down, your different types of content slowly funnel your viewers or followers down into paying customers. Okay? And you can see that this sort of flows into your bottom of funnel. One thing that we need to think about when it comes to actually pushing people through the content funnel is call to actions. You need to tell people what it is exactly that you want them to do. Okay, you need to basically say to people, this is how you move through my content funnel. Now, of course, you're not going to say that it's a funnel because that's going to put people off, but you need to give them directions from, okay, right now you're in the top of the funnel, and if you want to get more value, you need to move to the bottom of the funnel. So if we're looking at it from an actual way to say that, you might have a short form video and you might say, if you want to learn more about my workout style and how I get people fit, then download my lead magnet or download my free workout guide, DM me the word whatever, and I'll send you the workout guide. So you need to provide clear call to action so people can move themselves through your content funnel. So if we look at this, like I've done an example here. So let's say you're posting short form videos about your workout guide. Okay. So you might say, send me the word guide and I'll send you the link to my long form video with a complete breakdown of my full weekly workout guide, so you can understand how I get the results that I get for my clients. Something like that. And then people will send you the word guide, they'll click on the link and they'll go and watch that video. Then at the end of that video, you will then say, watch this YouTube video for a deeper breakdown of something else, of my methodology or something like that. And that video will be your VSL. So you'll basically educate people further on how you truly get people results. Okay, and it goes away slightly from your workout guide to more your service, how that works, and how you generate the results for people. And then at the end of that video, you will then have if you're serious about starting your fitness journey, click the link below, and then that will be a calendar link so they can book in a call with you or buy your program, whatever that looks like, whatever your sales system looks like. But hopefully you can see here with sort of just clear, simple call to actions at the end of your media, you're slowly funneling people down into these different stages. So this doesn't have to be like this, it could be a lead magnet. So it could say, send me the word guide for a lead magnet. And then you send them the lead magnet, and then at the end of that, you send them to a booking page. Okay, at the end of the email, you say if you want this all done for you, and you want, rather than a 7-day workout plan, you want a 4-month workout plan that's completely custom to you and your needs and your style of training, then let's book a call and I can build that out for you, or something like that. But you need to provide clear call to action so you can help people go down this content funnel. An important point to make is your content that you produce must serve your ideal customers. Okay, so this can't be generic advice or educational stuff for the masses. Okay, the more focused you can be, the better. So I've touched on this previously, but here's some examples. So a bodybuilding coach might produce some content that's the secret trick I used to add an extra 3 inches to my arms without any additional weight. So that's going to really appeal to the bodybuilding community. Whereas a yoga studio owner would say, the morning stretch routine that I do that allows me to hold yoga positions easier. Now, if that's something that might appeal to yoga people, I'm not sure. I don't do yoga, but hopefully you can see here how this type of content or this title to this content is going to appeal to people that are into yoga. Whereas the title of this content is going to appeal to people that are into bodybuilding. So you need to make sure that your stuff is hyper specific to your ideal customers. So like I say, I hope that's obvious, but it's a massive mistake. Just avoid the generic stuff, because if you try and speak to everyone, you end up speaking to no one. You're better off starting off hyper specific, and then once you start to grow further and gain that respect and gain that trust with your audience, then perhaps you can start to look into branching out into other topics that are outside that original sort of focus topic that you've started on. But if you're starting, then you need to pick a very specific topic that you are really knowledgeable in, and then use that to grow an audience, and then you can start to think about broadening it up. And then finally, some mistakes to avoid. So The I am the niche trap. Okay, so don't cover everything in the fitness space, specialize. We've just spoken about that. I don't need to cover that. Chasing virality. So focus on building an audience that converts and not just views. So you're better off having a smaller audience of people that are really, really interested in you and your service and how you help people, rather than having tens of thousands of followers, but in reality, only 100 of them actually care about the things that you sell. You're better off having 500 people that follow you and all 500 of those people care about you and your business and are actually ideal customers, compared to having 10,000 followers but only 10 of them actually care about your service and what you actually are selling. Okay, remember, we are doing this to grow a business and not become influencers or gain followers and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah, make sure that we are chasing tangible business growth rather than just building an audience for the sake of it. Poor bio optimization, so make it very clear what you offer and who you help. Create templates and workflows to scale your content. So if we can systemize any of this, then we need to make sure that we are doing that. And then finally, being too artistic. So balance creativity with data-driven decisions about what content performs. So this goes for any marketing, but I've had it before. I've built out ads and I've spent an hour on creating this really, really fancy video ad, and I think it's going to do really well. And then I also test it alongside a very simple text-based ad that took me 5 minutes to make, and the text-based ad has performed better than the video ad. So even though I've spent 5 minutes on the one that performed better and an hour on the one that didn't do that well, I need to leave my emotions at the door, because we need to go and double down on the thing that is actually creating tangible business results. So you need to sort of leave creativity. Well, creativity, you need it, particularly if you're building out content, but that comes second to the data. If there is a particular type of content that has booked you in 5 sales calls, and maybe you don't think that it's as good as the other bit of content that you made, but that didn't generate anything, you need to focus on the stuff that's generating you calls and interest in your actual business over the stuff that you think just looks nice or you enjoy creating. So those are some mistakes. Hopefully now you have a very good idea of what this content funnel looks like and how you actually turn content into customers. Okay, if you just go in and you just start building out content because you think you need to, then maybe you'll get somewhere. But people that go in with a very clear plan of what this content funnel will look like for them and how you're going to push people through this content funnel, those are the people that are actually going to be able to grow their business through content. Okay, whereas the people that go in with no plan might get some likes, might get some followers, but in reality, it's going to be very hard for them to actually use that to build out their business. So obviously we are business owners first. We are not social media influencers. We are not using social media to gain a following or go viral. We want it to grow our business. So if you're interested in growing your business, follow this strategy, and this will actually grow your business. So that is how you create a content funnel that is actually going to grow your fitness business. Like I say, we need to focus on business growth over being social media influencers. So this is how you do that. So give it a go. Hopefully, if you are already posting content, you now have a better idea of how you need to approach this so you can actually turn this content that you're building into paying customers. So if that was useful, let me know. And if you're interested in learning about other ways of growing your fitness business, then click on the video on the screen now.